Hello, we are here. It is us.
Hi.
So many things went wrong
So
in
many
like
things.
30 seconds. Like, I was like, sweet, I'm gonna start on time and everything. I sit down. This is a preface. I'll get to the plugs. I know everyone's super excited about the plugs. I'll get to them a little bit. I sit down. I'm like, oh, my computer is not currently charging. That's interesting. Realize that it's unplugged from the wall because people decided to clean and then like move the cords all around, unplugged it from the wall. So I'm like, it's fine. Go over there, plug it back into the wall, knock something because I have a mini fridge, and then there's the plug-in is like to the side of the mini fridge. It's really hard to get to, so I have to like jiggle the mini fridge to get it away from the wall. Something falls down behind the mini fridge. I'm like, man, this is a pain because it's either A, move the whole mini fridge, or B, just like awkwardly stick my arm down and hope that I find it with my hand. So I do the latter because, of course, I'm not going to move the whole mini fridge. In doing so, open the door of my mini fridge. That's whatever. It's a door. It's meant to be opened. Pick up the thing, put it back, slide the mini fridge, sit down, look over, realize, there's just a massive puddle on the ground. Where did that come from? I don't know. Turns out the whole gosh dang like freezer part of the mini fridge has like liquefied and has leaked all over the mini fridge. So then I have to go get towels and rags, clean all that up, sit back down. I'm like, it's fine. We're only 15 minutes late. Sit down, I press go live on Streamlabs. Streamlabs go. Sorry, your NVIDIA graphics card drivers are not properly installed, so you're gonna have to update those. And I'm like, oh, well, how hard can that be? Cut to 45 minutes later, after downloading like a whole new program off the website, because like I follow the instructions that they have on the thing. Those are an absolute lie. But I'm like, whatever. Get going, finally get it all set up. Now we're an hour late.
Hey, you know what? That's what Table Scraps is for.
Yeah. It's better than if it was like I, for some reason, had to run the like main show or something like that. Yeah, no. As Lydia said, this is Table Scraps. If you haven't been here before, I'm sorry for what you're about to experience. This is, yeah, it's in the chat. It's there. It's, yeah, that we talk about our stream campaign on Mondays. Sup, Maz? We get derailed very quickly. This is real casual time out here at the Paper Dungeon. If you want to see more of us, we have links to do so. They're all in the link tree. We've got social medias like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, stuff like that. We have a website that has merchandise on it where you can buy stuff with our logo and cool sayings and stuff. Maz, are you trying to derail us in the middle of the plug conversation? Is that really where we're trying to go right now? Because let me tell you, we're not the only one with a website. Lydia also has a website, and it's really awesome. She has commissions that you can get, and shirts, and prints, and pillows. No notebooks, but pillows. And never letting that die. But yeah, you should check that out. Spend your money. Give it all to Lydia. Give it
Maybe
all
not all
to
of it.
Lydia.
Just most of it.
All of it. But yeah, and then come back here and watch our stuff or whatever. We also have a YouTube if you want to watch the main show, because let me tell you, we're going to talk about last episode. So if you're like, I don't know how I'll ever get through with spoilers in this show, probably shouldn't watch at least the first half of Table Scraps. Because towards the second half, we'll probably like ramble on and start talking about probably Twilight is normally what we end up on. Sometimes it's books or other movies.
Come back in like an hour, and
Yeah.
you will be on a very different
Very different track than where we are now. DJ might show up today. He said like 30 minutes, so take that or leave it. If you want to leave before that happens, totally understand. But yeah, You can watch our main show on YouTube. It's pretty all right. If you don't want to watch through 65 episodes, and because you're like, oh my god, that's like 270 or something hours. I don't have time for that. You're right.
Aaron, my brain's, how do you spell campaign?
Campaign.
Okay.
I think.
I spelled Maine wrong. Wow.
Yes,
Hold
the
on.
MAME campaign.
No.
Yes.
Thanks, Matt.
I personally love in our campaign where we just maim people. That's my favorite part of it. Yeah, 7 p.m. CST. Man, these things are real convenient at minimum for reminding me. But yeah, that's it. So you can start at episode 50 or episode 60. Either one of those are good start episodes.
I think it's like 62.
Might be later than 60.
I think it's 62.
60 is an even number, though. So I'm just going to say,
real,
hey, you know.
It's real inconvenient.
Yeah. So I'm just going to say episode 60, just, you know, because why not? But episode 50 is also another good starting point if you want a little bit more info and you can kind of see what the group has been doing up until this point. Yo, I didn't see that Quincy's Tavern had followed 2 days ago. What the crap is this? Yo, that's sick. Man, the things that you see when you're in command of everything. Is this Drew's power?
Yeah, I saw them comment on one of our TikToks.
That's sick. We're pulling the big whales now. Call me Ahab. It's a little Old Man in the Sea reference, if you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh man, we'll get into it towards the second half of this episode.
Sounds good.
Main campaign. I'm gonna say spoiler now. We're gonna start talking about the main campaign. I normally don't do that, but we've got a bunch of new people, so I feel pressured to not ruin it for everyone. So spoilers now. We're gonna talk about the episode. We did stuff last episode.
We do stuff.
Going to war, baby. We have done things. The first half of the episode was a lot of like conversation stuff. I know that is what happened. Do I remember what the conversations were? That is an excellent question.
Let me think. So it was Renaya played war with Catherine.
Yes.
I think Edward talked to his mom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he and his mom. Also, so my favorite part about all of this is that DJ was like 2 episodes ago. He was like, all right, this is your time before you guys go to war. If there are any conversations or NPCs that you want to interact with, that you want to do, you should do them this episode. Mm-hmm. This is what you should do. This is where you should go. This is how you should do it. And we're like, oh man, there isn't really anything that I want to do though. So like that episode was just like, I mean, yeah, I guess I'd go here and I'd talk to a thing and like, it was some funny, and it was a good talk episode. Mm-hmm. Then it gets to this episode and everyone's like, actually, I do have like 4 things that I would like to do, please, Sir DM. And I could sense it. DJ was like, go on.
Well, and I'm happy we did that because otherwise I feel like it would have just been a full combat episode, and I like having the little role play info, at least a little bit. But yeah, and then Edward goes to talk to his mom.
I think that honestly might have taken, because I don't think Trek talked. I don't think Trek had a conversation.
No, because then we went on. It was the next morning, and Catherine and Edward did the speech.
Yes, that.
Lotta came and talked to Renaya.
Mm-hmm. Which was awkward. Loved that.
Loved it. And then we had the speech. We had the pep rally.
Yep.
And then we left.
Nice. And then we went to war. I remember what happened in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. That was neat.
That's good because I don't remember most of the fight. I remember it was the skeleton and the gloom thingy.
Yeah, the gloom wing, which we nicknamed Thickums.
Thickums.
Thickums and Chase. Chase and Thickums. That was the names that we gave them.
Right.
And it was actually it's a Magic the Gathering card. I know it's from the gosh dang Ravnica. It's a Moonlight Sonata. No, is it like just a Nightmare Spectre or something?
I couldn't tell you.
Hold on, just a second.
Yeah, we had that, and then what else do I remember from it? I remember Edward taking pretty much all the hits.
Yeah. Okay. What is it? What is with that?
I don't know, but I was like, the battle ended, and I'm like, I didn't get hit at all.
Okay.
And I still have like half of my spell slots. And meanwhile, Edward's like dying on the side of the ship. Oh my gosh, it was so poor Edward.
The answer is it's a Night Veil Spectre. Is the name of the like combined kind of creature thing. I'm like, I know that's like night. It's like night something. So the combat literally starts. And there are so many opportunities of people to attack that are not Edward. Could have attacked you. Could have attacked me. Could have attacked Drew. Could have attacked, I don't know, maybe just the boat.
Well,
I have no idea.
Like, Edward was the least threatening in those moments.
Yeah, Edward's like, ooh, look at me, I'm a little frail boy. And then he's just like, wah, wah. People just
really
like ruin him. And I don't understand why.
I don't get it. Why is he always he's a magnet?
I don't know if DJ just secretly has something out for Grant.
I'm starting to wonder. We'll have to ask him if he gets on.
Now there is there's a couple of things I would actually love to talk about this because DJ is currently experiencing an issue that a lot of DMs have, which is combats suck. Combats are just so awkward to deal with. Because Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition is so bad at understanding its own capabilities in a lot of ways. So like when I make a combat, and I'm not an expert by any means, but when I make a combat, I like to think to myself, for each of these characters, what is the most amount of damage that they averagely do on a single round? So like if you have 2 paladins in your party, Drew and I can both deal like 60 damage on a turn, give or take. We've got 2 attacks if we use 2 divine smites on that, especially because it's a undead creature. If you're going to put an undead creature, you got to know we're going to deal at least 1d8 more damage than we normally would. You have a bunch of like murder spells.
I normally range in like 20, 30 is like the high stuff
so it's
on
like
normal turns. Yeah.
On a single round of combat, it should be expected that the most amount of damage that you do, excluding crits, is going to be, let's round Drew's and I's to 60 and yours to 30. That's 150 damage in a round. I'm not including Edward because his average damage is like 5. So like, let's just assume that 190 damage. Or wait, 190? Did I 60? 120? 150 damage. That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage. So I need to think to myself, how long do I want this combat to run? Do I want this to be a 10-round combat slog?
Well, and I think another thing with this combat, so first of all, with this combat, I actually really, really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed it because I got to use a lot of my other spells that I don't normally get to use. And they were actually, like, effective.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed.
Except for that dang
I like when I do
spike.
things that work. I like when those things work. But,
man. I could sense the pain in DJ's face when, was it you who cast Mind Spike? Or was that Edward? You were like, Mind Spike, and it was like, DJ, is it immune to psychic damage? And he was like, yeah.
And then, oh gosh, where's my train of thought? And then I think the other thing was I think DJ was also planning on us having multiple encounters with combat. So I think this was like this was like the first one we were gonna deal with, but there was supposed to be another one after. We just took a lot of time to talk.
Yeah.
So I think that's why that one was also a bit like.
Not as like danger inducing.
Yeah.
Although I think that DJ thought that it would be a lot more danger inducing. But like if I'm measuring out this combat and I'm like, how much health does this monster have? Either A, I need to come up with a way that it will not take damage if I want it to have a low health pool, and maybe like have it fly away more and just use more ranged attacks. But it doesn't seem as though this creature is particularly good at those. Or increase its health to an extent that I know it's like assuming crits don't occur, and the point of crits is to like turn things around. Like if my players can deal 150 damage in a turn reliably for at least 10 turns, then I need to make sure if I want a 10 turn combat that it has 1050 health, like 1500 health, because that's how long I want the combat to run. And that's a really difficult thing to do, is to like measure out your players' capabilities and then figure out how often they can do that. Because like there's a potential that just ends up with us dead. Because what if the paladins run out of resources? Yeah. And then suddenly the last 3 rounds are only dealing 30 damage.
That's been the thing that I've kind of noticed with a lot of the DMing, is it's like you can make it really, really strong kind of thing and keep extending it, but then when it gets to the point where you realize, oh crap, they're out of things they can do, it's like you gotta end the creature, but it doesn't feel as powerful for the players.
It's so difficult to come up with good feeling combats because it's like paladins don't have a lot of chances to do that, and like spellcasters run out of spell slots. The only one who can reliably do the same amount of damage forever is Edward. Because he has just a sword.
Well, and I mean, I'm going to derail us for a moment. It's kind of on topic, but not on topic of the main campaign. But it's like, I mentioned it in the Discord, it's like, I'm like, for Camp Cryptid, I've made a system. I've like Frankensteined together a bunch of different systems just so I can like specifically avoid all of the problems that I face with combat. Where it's like you can still fight things, but I don't have to deal with the like leveling it out, figuring this out kind of thing. It's all pretty like straightforward and simple. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to get to do something and not stress about that.
I'm excited to, gosh dang, play this system that you've come up with. I love it. So first of all, I love any RPG system. I love them all, like even the bad ones. And so like that's just super cool to me. And like who knows what you could do with it? Like you could publish this thing, you could do whatever. You could literally publish a entire game just called Camp Cryptid.
Well, what I want to do is I want to release the stuff I make for it so that like people in our Discord and things like that, or any of that, can play it. But then I do want to build on it and like actually set up so you can play like a descendant of Mothman, and you can play this and like actually set up things for that. I think that would be really fun and would give me something really fun to do.
Look, if you ever need assistance figuring out like
I mean, I'm gonna consult you
and stuff,
all the time for that.
All about it. I love that kind of garbage.
And I'm so excited. I'm so excited for your guys' like features and your like cryptid traits.
Oh, man.
That's so fun to me. Like I'm so excited to see what you guys do with them. And they're so funny.
So for those of us who don't know what we're talking about, Lydia will be running a game for us in June, I believe. Although it's going to be like pre-recorded. And it's called Camp Cryptids, and we're just kids that are at a summer camp for crypt kids. And we're just all like cryptid descendants, and we're at a summer camp, and things happen. And it's going to be sick, and I'm super excited for it. And my kid is just a little edgelord.
I'm so excited. And I'm so excited because I have to work with you guys soon to figure out your guys's like backstory, your involvement with the camp, that kind of details,
Oh
so that
yeah.
I can weave that stuff in.
Uh,
Um,
Basically, my character is just if you take Robbie from Gravity Falls and then make him younger.
it's so true.
It's like an incredibly accurate description of my character.
Because, like, I have rough ideas of what I remember you guys originally telling me for your characters. The only one I really know the most about, I think, is yours and Grant's.
Makes
That's
sense.
because
That's classic.
see you guys a lot more because the McKellips boys are busy.
Always doing stuff with their lives.
Gosh.
Gah.
But yeah, so there's like yeah, I don't want to say anything else until I have more figured out because I want to know what I want to keep as a surprise.
You can make some assumptions,
oh, wait,
but I
didn't
can't confirm anything.
Is
Also,
there a
Maz,
class?
if you stream or record your thing, you need to tell us. So just
So
gonna put that out there.
the descendant thing is kind of a like mishmash of both race and class. It gives you like special abilities and things like that, and kind of determines who you are.
Yeah,
Thing.
there isn't a whole, from what I understand, there isn't like a huge like class or even really a level up element to it.
No, it's very simple and it's meant to be very short because it's like the whole idea is it's a summer camp. It's not going to be a super like years of developing and growing and blah 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 blah. There are elements that you can like grow in, but it's not like level 1 through 20 and this is your race and this is your class and this is your subclass. It's very simple.
I would classify it probably as a rules light system.
Yes.
Off of something.
Yeah.
Which are not traditionally known for their incredibly long campaign systems, and two, their like advancement through character, rule systems.
Because the thing I'm really excited about is the whole idea I wanted with it, and I've talked with you about it, Aaron, is that I really wanted it to be like really push for, because my favorite thing with D&D specifically is getting to use things weirdly, like coming up with really weird ways to use a spell, creative ways to get out of situations, trying to like use things around me and do the unexpected to fix stuff. And so that's what I really wanted it to be about. So a lot of the things, a lot of the features, a lot of the items, things like that are very open-ended, so that you as the players can like mess around with it and see what you can do and like really push the limits of everything. So yeah,
Grant's gonna be a menace.
It's gonna be fun. Oh, absolutely.
An absolute menace.
Absolutely.
I am going to go to a brief break screen.
Are we acquiring
we are acquiring the Hellspawn himself, Mr.
Hey,
McKellips.
That's me.
No. You're the Eldritch Horror.
Oh, sorry.
DJ is the Hellspawn. Like, okay, look, you date Hellspawns. Like, that's your interest, okay? I can't deny you that. So we will return momentarily. While I get DJ all set up in the Zoom call and everything, and that whole mess set up. So we will be right back. up? We're back. We got DJ.
We got
hello.
a DJ.
What are you guys doing?
Also, hello, people that have showed up in the meantime and are new and have no idea what's going on here. I apologize.
I don't know who this Keki22 is, but Saw, dude.
Yeah, Saw. We have gathered. Oh, I need to change the name of the stream because it's now no longer warning DJ might join. It is, oh no.
Is that what it is? Oh
DJ
no, I've
joined.
I'm sorry. I can leave. I have other things I could be doing right now.
No, you're stuck here.
No, it's too late. I have already changed the title.
You're trapped now.
Oh,
you
wait,
can't leave.
I gotta do my thing.
What thing? You're not first. That's not how that works.
It's close enough.
Always first.
Actually, Lydia, I think you'll find that DJ's use of first is pretty common across the internet.
So dumb. Anyway, so we've just talked about the very beginning of the campaign, not the episode, and then I went on a tangent about Camp Cryptids. So.
Yeah, talked a little bit about creating a combat thing and
a little something, you know.
I'm pretty sure that she already put some sneak peeks in the Discord.
Well, I was talking about the shirts.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. I do have those next to me. Yes
Table Scraps exclusive. We record this week.
Mine's not nearby.
Okay, well I'll just show them mine.
Okay, well, anyway, for Camp Cryptids, I'm selling shirts. You can buy them on my website. You can also buy a Camp Cryptids sticker if you'd rather have a sticker instead of a shirt.
Cute are these shirts?
Yeah.
Look at that. Lydia, first of all, she designed that. Props to Lydia.
Thanks.
But does that not look like a camp shirt that you would get from a kids camp that you went to when you were 12?
This is Grant's. Yeah, and they're color coordinated.
Yeah, they all have special colors.
Oh my freaking gosh, they're amazing.
Mine is.
Well, now I want to go. I want to get mine. Hold on, give me a second.
I can look at Drew's.
Hold on, give me a second.
Mine is Grin.
It's so difficult. Can't hear anything now.
Oh, now we get to experience that Lydia is much shorter than we expected her to be. So hey everybody. Hey, and all you new people, I'm really sorry for this.
I had to get up and walk.
You get used to it eventually. Things get wild here on
I love the fact that the three of us, we have all 5 shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You show yours, DJ.
Do we want like the unboxing crinkles?
Well, don't open Drew's. That's for him to open.
That's very fair.
Bag.
I'd like to state that Grant's came opened. I didn't do that.
Oh yeah, I opened Grant's.
Drew wouldn't care, but I won't do it to make Lydia feel good. Here's Drew's.
You're right. Drew wouldn't care. So
Drew would not care. I'm just, you know what? I'm gonna do it. If he does care, sorry, Drew.
Just tape it shut.
You can't be mad.
Yeah, just tape it back shut again. Welcome to the Table Scraps unboxing stream.
Ooh, look. Okay, first of all, very nice packaging. Look, it's nice folded. Look at this. We'll do a little shake. Look at that. Look at this
for
nice
our
baby
lanky boy.
What a swazzy boy.
And then mine's special.
Because you're the counselor.
Because I'm the camp counselor. So mine's a crop top.
A very classic counselor outfit,
Lydia?
in my opinion.
What if I wanted a crop top?
DJ, I'm not allowing that.
I'm so upset.
Wait a second. Are the crop top versions available on your store?
Are they for sale?
The pink one is.
Oh my gosh.
DJ's like, I'm the counselor now.
What if for the finale you guys all got the pink crop top and we're all wearing the pink crop top?
You do not want that, Lydia.
I don't.
Oh my gosh, I want it.
Oh boy.
Yes, Maz. Hashtag give DJ a crop top 2022.
No, we can't because we already struggle with him wearing hoodies and almost flashing us. So no,
It's
crop
true.
top was even more dangerous.
I reject that
DJ,
reality.
your problem is that you are too naturally photogenic, and it covers your entire body. And so your body just wants to be on camera.
I all
appreciate you trying to
lessen the shock.
I'm all for DJing a crop top, just not DJing a crop top on Twitch.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's risky.
Now let me tell you what we could do. We can post these things on on Twitter.
I got it. I will wear a sports bra beneath the crop top.
If you want to, you know what? Live your life. Live your best life.
Like I might not be comfy because I don't have a very big chest by any means. I'm very like just flat. So I don't know.
Get it together. Oh, Patreon exclusive. Like exclusive. Ooh. What am I saying? Look, we'll figure out the whole clothing situation in our off time, everybody.
Fair enough. Once again, I think we wanted to talk about D&D.
Yeah, Dungeons & Dragons. We haven't even been... Well, we're 45 minutes in. We're close to being off track enough. Things in the episode that happened, and what are you going to do with it in the future? Now that DJ is here, we can kind of ask a little bit more of that. What did you think? What did you think about the episode? You can be honest.
Me or DJ?
I'm going to ask DJ first.
Okay.
Because I think that he'll have the most polarizing answer.
Gosh, the mustache makes him so much more expressive. I love it.
I don't.
I feel so. This is probably just a case of like DM being hard on himself or herself. Either way, the DM being hard on themselves, because like nothing went wrong with the session by any means. I enjoyed the fight sequence. You guys seemed to do good against the freaking
Night Vale Spectre.
Thank you. Exactly. And the Gloomwing. Also, am I saying that right? It's Gloam. I don't know how to say that.
Gloamwing.
Gloamwing?
I like gloom.
I mean, Gloomwing makes sense. I've never heard the word gloom.
I know it's not spelled gloom, but I like
I know,
gloom.
but I didn't know. So anyway, like, nothing went wrong per se with the session.
Gloam is twilight or gloaming.
Huh.
It also refers to like candlelight, dusk, gloomy. So it's a synonym for gloom.
Yeah. Okay.
Specifically relating to twilight.
Well, now I know. But yeah, so I'm not like per se upset with how the session went. I guess I wanted there to be more of a sense of scale, I guess, where I wanted it to be. How do I explain this? I don't know.
You wanted it to feel more like a war than just a combat encounter? Is that what?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. And I don't know if I quite succeeded in that encounter. We'll see how the next session goes, because you guys still have like 3 or 4 battles to go.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
Well, it's a very...
And it's hard, you know?
It's a very difficult situation, because, specifically, Dungeons & Dragons isn't really meant for large-scale encounters. It's the same of concept of, like, Dungeons & Dragons can be used to fit basically any situation. Like, you can make it and do whatever you want it to do.
Mm-hmm.
Is it necessarily optimal for any situation? No.
No, definitely not.
And big war battle scenes are not where Dungeons and Dragons super shines.
Yeah, go play freaking Warhammer if you want that.
Yeah, go play that Warhammer. Dude, you know how hilarious that would be if could you imagine if we were all in person and then it was just like you're like, all right, it's time for the final battle. We're forging a Thala. By the way, here's your soldiers for your
here's
40K.
Your literal army of minis.
Yeah, here's your army of minis that I spent thousands of dollars on, and they're hand painted.
Yeah.
And so here's your tape measures, and roughly 1,000 D6, and that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna play Warhammer 40K today, and everyone's just like. Excuse me? He's like, oh, I almost forgot. Here's your 1,000-page rule books that describe every single troop you have, the exact movements that you have available. Shout out to people who play Warhammer 40K, dude. I couldn't do it.
That's a whole... Like, people think that D&D is, like, difficult and a commitment. Like, Warhammer...
D&D is a game. Warhammer 40K is a lifestyle. Like that's the one game that I would consider a personality trait. Like some people are like, "Oh, I'm so quirky. I play Dungeons and Dragons." No, find something else to be interesting about. You can come up to me and say, "Hey, I'm so cool. I play Warhammer 40K," and I'm like, "You got it. You are there, 100% right now."
What a like
what a
roleplay
hobby.
game community opinion right there. Like
It's
you could not walk up to someone on the street and be like, "Hey, are the people that play Warhammer 40K cool? Like, are they at that level?" And you'd be like, "No, I don't even know what that game is. They're probably not cool."
They're awesome.
This is the part of the episode where I don't know what they're talking about.
You don't know what Warhammer 40?
Never heard of it before.
That's probably a good thing. You should avoid it at all costs.
All right, sounds good. I'm on the right track.
100%. I'm gonna go pick up a package real quick.
Oh, classic DJ. He shows up and then leaves. Ugh.
Anyway.
Hey, if you guys want to see something really difficult to watch some Warhammer 40K. The games are really good though. The like online games, it's really stellar. Now, I will say there are some ways to make D&D better for like large scale combat. Not easily.
Well, I think it'll be cool once we get to explore the kind of rules we had, because we kind of didn't really get to use them this last encounter because which first of all, I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad we didn't.
Absolutely.
I think the route we took for this encounter was a really good way to make us aware of it. And then we'll kind of ease our way into it because it's going to be a lot different. I don't know if it's going to be like more complicated. It's just going to be new, which is going to make it feel more complicated.
And it's kind of the same thing with like naval warfare as well. Like Dungeons & Dragons is meant to be like, it's designed around, I am a person who walks or sometimes flies, and I fight other people who walk or sometimes fly. Even fighting on a mount is like not super optimized in Dungeons & Dragons. Like it's like there's a lot of things that just don't work. Same thing with fighting on a boat. It's like there's so many extra things that you have to throw in there that like if you aren't doing it all the time, it's really hard to pick it up. Same thing with the war, like large scale battles. I'm very concerned. I have no idea what DJ's doing today. Oh gosh. But if you're like doing those large scale battles, there's so many crazy nonsense things going on. I don't know what those are. Probably some climbing junk.
So
or
I got this
pamphlet.
tripod.
Oh no.
And it's significantly smaller than it was made out to seem, since the tripod is like 6 inches long.
It gets bigger, DJ. Sizes and everything. I'm sorry, I can resist.
This is not what I wanted. Okay. Anyway, that's where we're at.
It's about how you use it, DJ.
About the motion of the ocean, you know.
Oh my god. Anyway.
But yeah, large scale battle, difficult to do.
Hardcore, man. It sucked. They're great, but
thanks, Maz, for laughing. It makes me feel a lot more comfortable if the chat people are like, "Oh, Aaron isn't a creep." Oh, thank God.
You're not. No. Just because Lydia is ashamed of the joke doesn't mean it's a bad joke.
Now, I'm like, I'm struggling because like I don't think that you did anything wrong, and I don't want to be the guy who's like, if I were doing it, it would have been better.
Hey, Aaron, if you were doing this, what would you have done?
I kind of hate the way that they have the battles do. In part, I think that it's like smart. In like, there's some really good parts of it, and then like it's surrounded by a whole bunch of trash. So it's like
that diamond in the rough, you know.
Not what you did, but like what the Dungeons & Dragons system has laid out for like large scale battles.
Yeah. With like the battle range.
Oh,
and everything.
sick!
We just met our sub goal.
Get wrecked, everyone else.
Yo!
Get wrecked, main campaign. I'm the winner.
Look at
I'm
us.
the one who wins. Thank you, that Spider Kid Peter, for subscribing. We are winners.
Oh, Grant's gonna be so mad he wasn't here
Get
for it.
wrecked, Grant.
That's what you get for not showing up to
if
table
Grant
scraps.
shows up
Once
today,
again,
I want
not showing
everyone
up
to
table
spam
scraps.
Get wrecked, Grant.
Yeah, okay. I'll make a like cue card for it.
Actually, if you're in the Discord, you can spam it right now if you want as well.
You happy to?
In the Discord, it'll be great. If he shows up on stream, also just yell
today.
at him.
It'd be like, loser.
Yeah, what a punk. Thank you for your sub. I don't know if I want to call you Spider, Kid, or Peter, or the whole name.
You can call him Peter, you know?
I'm gonna call you that. Good job, that. Thank you, Peter, for your subscription. It is much appreciated. All right, trash parts of the rule system for
I love
large scale battles. It is way too confusing, and like it doesn't make any sense.
And attacks and different actions and all this,
Like if it was simplified to like make sense. Also, because of the way that they have it laid out, it's still incorrect because it goes off of challenge rating, which is just horribly wrong.
Yeah. Like,
so if you start off, like, you can paint a trash can gold, that doesn't mean that it's not filled with trash. So I would get rid of the whole challenge rating system involved with it and come up with something else. I haven't put enough thought into it to just be like, oh yes, you should clearly do this.
Just off the top of your head, how would you fix this?
Let me pull up the rules real quick.
I can also pull them up.
Well, I'm going to talk about my stuff.
Yes, Lydia, stall.
So, like, I actually really enjoyed this combat encounter. It definitely did feel more like just a regular combat encounter and not the, like, large-scale thing. But I kind of liked that because we've had 2 episodes that were very role-play heavy in a row. So we are kind of, like, it's kind of a warm-up to get us back into the combat mindset, especially going into the battles. And then this was the first time in a while where I actually felt really like helpful to the team, because I got to use a lot of my spells that I don't normally get to use, and they were actually effective, and
the combo worked.
Like, things were working, and I was excited about that. And I was also excited because I was also remembering things. I remembered to use pockets. I remembered to have pockets in the initiative order. So I really enjoyed this combat encounter.
The combo came together, Lydia. Lydia and I had been on a call previously when I realized, I was like, first of all, we leveled up, so I have another spell. Second of all, what is a spell that I see in my player's handbook that I don't see on D&D Beyond? And I was like, oh, that would have been really convenient previously. That would have been a good spell to have. And I took it, and then I was like, it would be really good with... I could combo it with, like, Aura of Hope or whatever. And then it was like, oh, they're both concentration. And Lydia's like, I have Aura of Hope.
I have this one. I have the Beacon of Hope.
I was like, what? Oh, Beacon of Hope, that's the one. But Aura of Vitality is the spell that Track casts that lets him bonus action heal someone for 2d6 if they're within 30 feet of him. That means that I just don't have to roll the die, which is like a blessing from God.
You so immediately gain 12 HP.
I just get to yeet people for 12 health every turn as a bonus action? Yes. So I'm just out here, I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? How's it going, Lydia? Also, it works on, I can heal myself for 12 as a bonus action.
And it was my cleric stuff, because normally it's my warlock stuff I have to rely on to actually, like, be effective in combat. And this was my cleric stuff. I got to use my cleric stuff.
We're there.
I'm a cleric.
We're doing it. The combo is present. Welcome to Unkillable Team. Also, okay. I'm going to get back to the whole war thing. I'm also going to turn down this a little bit.
I just want to comment, we're 10 levels into this campaign. We're halfway through it, and Lydia's just now feeling like a cleric.
I'm a cleric!
First half campaign where she was only cleric. Only now that she's level 10 and
to be fair, early level cleric Renaya still felt like a warlock.
Facts.
Fair.
That's so true.
Some strange, terrifying creature has made a bond with this player, and gives her the ability to kill people with necrotic damage.
Yeah.
That's a warlock. I don't care what you say.
Fair.
But anyway, all right, DJ, do you have just do you have a grudge against Grant? Is this an inside joke?
He was the first one on the boat. He was right there in front of it. What did you want from me, Dad? What do you want?
We were all right there in front of it.
He's standing upright. He's a living human being, and he's right in front of me. What do you want?
Okay, the only thing that I want is for one combat out of the past 50 to not start off with us attacking Edward.
Teach Grant to not be in the way then.
I was right next to him.
Dog, there was a combat where he was the most out of the way of every character, and he's still the one that you hit first.
You literally had to think, like, fly over and target him.
When he was in the crow's nest.
Oh, the dragon. Yes, I thought you were talking about the last encounter. Yeah, no, that was great. That's just because I wanted to make Grant upset.
See, that's what I find it hilarious.
DJ.
But it's like, out of all of the people, he's like, I'm just going to stay close. I'm going to stay safe. I'm going to stay next to Tarak. And then this like monstrous demon comes up. He's like, it's okay. I'm behind Tarak. Like if Tarak's here, the monster just goes, wham, wham.
How much?
Like,
wait.
He's around Tarak.
Tarak, how much damage did Tarak take?
Oh, geez, not a lot.
Because I didn't take any.
I absorbed some damage that was dealt to Edward.
I remember that.
Well, it was hard because the skeleton boy only showed up on the ship once and immediately got his cheeks clapped.
Yeah.
And then the
let's not use that.
What?
I took 16 damage. That's how much damage I took.
I didn't even say anything bad, Lydia. Get out of here.
Let's just not use that phrase.
No, I'm gonna keep using it. The skeleton got his cheeks clapped.
Skeleton doesn't even have cheeks. It's a skeleton.
But the glowwing focused more on the ballistas because you guys were just shooting him for like 40 damage each time. And they would not freaking die. I was like, oh, I'm gonna rip this ballista apart in one attack. And then no, 6 attacks later, both of them were still up. It was stupid.
You know. So now that we're back on the combat conversation, so here's my perceptions of things that I do like and things that I don't like about the battle stuff. The battle rating by challenge rating is just honestly kind of dumb. It makes no sense, and I don't understand how anyone would feasibly use it in any way, shape, or form consistently. Like that is like ridiculous to keep track of. Like,
I mean, what? Yeah, no, I spent like 2 hours before the session calculating the battle ratings.
And it's also based off of a challenge rating system that is already incorrect and flawed.
Yeah. And it's hard because you have to you have to keep track of the size of the creatures because the size of the creatures determines how many you have of those creatures in a unit. Mm-hmm. And then depending on how many size of those creatures you have in a unit, you then have to multiply your challenge rating by whatever the BR rating is to get the freaking base stat of it. And then you have to do the commander's challenge rating and add that on. And then you have like the morale stuff, which we weren't even going to mess with because it doesn't seem like it does anything.
Yeah, so here's what I think. Here's how I would simplify it. One, I would get rid of the whole battle rating, and I would describe types of units. I would have there are foot soldiers, there are archers, there are flying units, naval units. Describe like an actual.
Make it so there's branches of the military.
Yeah, like literally, like there's a reason that armies do that. They separate into different sections. And then I'm sorry, DJ Toad just called you a landlord. You look like a landlord.
What?
I don't know, dude.
First of all, that's not true. I've had many great landlords. Second of all, what do you mean I look like a landlord?
You're like, I know a lot of good landlords. How dare you call me one of them? Anyway.
I don't know what that means, though. I don't understand.
Dude, I love things that might be an insult. Like, you really look like like
I
someone
think he's
who'd be
saying
named
you look like
Stacy.
his landlord, so it's a person he knows. You look like them.
Oh, okay.
My landlord. Oh.
I totally read that as you look like a landlord.
Okay, fair enough.
Like you really look like a
landlord
Jerry.
must be a handsome devil. You know, that's all I'm saying.
So yeah, I would separate into unit type, and then I would base, like I would probably have like a training level or something of that extent, and that would be the determining factor of like, you may have two groups of foot soldiers. One of these groups of foot soldiers is just better than the other group of foot soldiers. And then I would have most of it actually based around, I do actually like the morale thing if it felt like it did something.
Yeah, the morale rating like only matters for initiative.
So I would have it based off of the commander and morale, and then the actual like the way that we're doing it, where like we aren't actually in charge of a unit. I would have it set up in a like block points system. So like, let's say that there are like this war is going on. Let's take the fight that we had in the last episode where there's like a river and there's a bridge, and like the two sides are clashing on the bridge and like through the river and stuff. Let's say that there are certain key events that occur. It may be a skirmish. It may be a like, oh, some big event is happening over this direction. Have them planned out before the fight starts, and then list, all right, so you guys are going to go in certain areas. Toad, not a thing that we're gonna do. I like the thought. I'll get back to this on later as to what we have kind of going on in our heads for channel points. At least what I have. I've talked to Grant a bit about it and stuff like that.
We
just kill a player.
It's terrible.
Hear me out. An even higher one that we just get rid. We don't kill a player character. We just kill a player. Hear me out. Hear me out.
And there's an in between one where you just get rid of the DM.
Yeah.
You know.
No, we put that one super cheap.
One channel point.
But so we separate. You come up with a bunch of select events that are happening all at the same time. You have, like, let's say the enemy is going to blow up the bridge. That means that they're in a better defensive position. You have, we are being flanked on the right side by a group of ogres that are going to crush a certain outpost or something that we have. Like, have these specific events, and then have a countdown for each of them that if you succeed or fail fills up a select number of bars. This was actually used in do you remember the RPG that Ryan DM'd? I don't know if you were there for
Necronautilus?
Necronautilus. Yes. Necronautilus had like a pie system that like each time like it took damage, it filled up a certain number of circles of the pie. Then when that pie reached completely full, something bad occurred. Do that same kind of thing for the war, where it's like you have 10 turns before all of these events will occur. Which ones can you finish and succeed? Have some of them be very short, where it's like it looks like the morale on your left side is becoming weakened. What do you say? Roll a charisma check. Can you strengthen that? If you succeed, your bar for your army fills up. If you fail, the bar for the other army rolls up, or something like that. And then like, it's like they're going to blow up the bridge. Stop them. If you succeed at stopping them, have it like the bomb will explode in 3 rounds of combat. If you succeed on stopping the bomb, fill up the good side. If you fail to stop the bomb, fill up part of the other side, or something along those lines, or detract, or do something along there.
Yeah, you're basically, the gist of what you're saying is put a real big emphasis on the special events. Yeah,
like not just eliminate a general, but do like actual things in the combat that would affect the flow of the total combat, but aren't things that the troops themselves can actually do. Like, it's like, they are just foot soldiers. We are the A-team. Like, we need to stop these key events from occurring. How many can we complete? And there may be even things where, like, the group has to split up, where it's like, look, I can deal with the morale on the left side. You three go deal with the bomb. We'll meet back up, and then we'll both go after the ogres that are attacking our medics on the right. Like, something kind of along those lines.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
But yeah, that is probably how I would do it, because the current system where it's at is it's rough to run. D&D does a lot of things where they're like, if we just keep writing words, eventually it'll be good. That is not the case for most things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. And I don't even know how to really, like, tell you. I would have to spend some time and, like, actually write it out and come up with a system.
No, these are just some good ideas. This is almost as tough as Lydia is.
Yes. Lydia, officially the toughest For a second, I thought that you drew, like, a whole, like, 70, like, huge, like, 4-hour production piece for a normal person, like, 30 seconds. Like, that's, I couldn't tell what it was for a couple of seconds. I was like, that's just unfair.
I'm your new landlord. Hey, man. Just out here.
DJ is like the Paper Dungeons landlord.
I don't even know what that means.
Of course you wouldn't. That's exactly a landlord thing to not understand.
I liked being the Paper Dungeons, like, out of touch dad, you know?
Oh, you can be both.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm the dad that left, but you still live in the house, you know?
Yeah. He's like, look, I haven't seen you for 30 years, but I will send you a letter in the mail saying that you have to pay me rent. But yeah, so that's my stance on large-scale battles. I'll have to figure something out. There's so many gosh dang D&D homebrew stuff that I need to come up with, and I am not doing any of it. Like at all.
I understand. I'm glad that the homebrew stuff has fallen on your shoulders and less on mine.
I mean,
Naz, send us the question you had. Yes, I want to know what you were asking about.
Also, as kind of a statement, I would be super down with doing like a chat-controlled character creation, or even just like a character creation, like that we're doing like live, and the chat can like put in like input into it, or like NPC creation or something along those lines. That's absolutely a thing that I think would be super cool to do at some point in time. We have a bunch of plans with just a lot more like chat interactivity in the future. Some plans for channel points and things that have we've got some thoughts coming up. I've got a lot of thoughts, a lot of things.
You
that
are
I've only
the think
told, like,
tank.
3 people. Okay, one element of D&D you would of D&D 6e you would change from 5e, different for each answer, please. Oh God, there's so many things that I would change though.
Wow.
Just one?
Make warlocks good.
We already did that.
But for official 6e, you know. Wow, saying 6e sounds weird.
I don't know, man. I don't
Make
think like
warlocks
that.
Good. Fix the challenge rating system. Make it so that character players aren't busted compared to NPCs and villains.
I'm not sure.
I like how the like stats and all that go. I like that it's not like 4th edition where you're doing like 600 damage in a turn and you have like 4,000 health. I like that it's not that.
You know, my problem is that there's a lot of things that I would like to change, but like nothing that is like nothing that is a huge.
I think the thing I'd want is like our homebrew rules in like make like they're an actual bigger cost to like death, kind of deal, like player death.
Yeah.
Have that, because it's like you have the spells and they kind of just happen a lot. So I think it would be cool if like you could do more with that, or there was like
that's a really good one. Lydia.
Or like you die and you come back and there's like an effect thing that happens. There's like a table of effects and you roll and see what happens with that if you get stuff like that. I think that could be cool to add to it. I don't really have a lot of like, I don't have a very like critical brain, so
I have
Unless
a very
it's your
unpopular
art.
opinion.
I mean, yeah, I the only person I can really critique well is myself, and by critique well I mean brutally abused.
Which is terrible, because it is abuse. You're an amazing artist. Relax.
Sorry.
Don't just throw away things after a day.
When they're bad, I don't want them anymore.
Send them to me. I'll be your trash can.
Someone clip that. Okay, unpopular opinion, and one that will not occur, and I'm totally okay with it not occurring. But, if I had a choice of any one thing, this is pretty vague too, to change about D&D 5e for D&D 6e.
Make it so the rogue's 5th level ability of evasion, which I think is actually the 7th level ability.
Yeah.
The 7th level ability does change this one word. That's how vague it's going to be.
No.
Or how that's the opposite.
Because that's very
Sorry.
specific. I want
Never mind. I'm done.
the focus of D&D 6th edition to lean off of the kind of theme of D&D 5th edition, where it's like superheroes of a fantasy realm, and instead return to kind of an OSR theme of like, I wouldn't say that we're superheroes. I'm pretty much just in this for the money, wealth, and power. That's what that's what I'm here for. This is what I would like. I would like a return to like 7th level. You are now rich enough to build a wizard tower. Like, that's what I want. Basically I just want The Sims. That's what I would like for D&D 6th edition. I've talked about this before. This is what I want. I want to be able to go into the thing. DJ, we're gonna have to.
I don't want to have to deal with morals or advanced
I don't care about any of that.
Or anything like that. No. I just simply want to show up, kill goblins, get rich, and buy land.
Yes, that's what I would like.
Oh, great. I want to get rid of the alignment stuff too.
That's fair. That's acceptable. But I just want to return to like. Yeah, no, we've gone on some adventures. We've even done some good things. It's some great. Okay, I would like to purchase a village. And the DM goes, why would you like to purchase this village? And you're like, because it won't be a village for long. then
it would be kind of cool to have like a rule set over like buying and developing land and building.
Just doing anything outside of playing the actual game is what I want. That's what I would like to change. I would like more of a focus on what the crap you do with all of the things that you get. Because what are you going to do with all this money you have? There's no rules in place for that. They don't even have a money system set up for buying magical items or making them. And it's bad.
And it's hard because in 5th edition, it has to be a scaling system, because the more money you have, the more expensive the magic items have to be. Otherwise, by the time you guys are 5th level, you could buy epic level magic items.
Yep.
And that would totally just bust the game.
So it's like, I want more of a focus on how do you make magic items yourself? How can you spend this money to buy regions? Do you need a specific type of location? Maybe the point of a wizard tower is to channel magic, so that way it's easier to make stuff.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of the stuff that happened in older editions was like, I have this entire fortress designed so that if I am given enough preparation, I am unassailable because I am in my wizard tower. And I am basically God at this point in time. If I leave, I'm weaker. But in that tower, I dare you to fight me. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what I want. I want better base construction. Oh, man. Ugh.
I know what I would want then. This reminds me of something I've been wanting for years. I want a more complicated magic system, which sounds terrible. But I want a system where you have rules in place for what are components, what can be swapped through components, how do you make your own spells, what's the process for that, what does that look like as a role play, what if you want to push beyond your magical abilities that you currently have, can you like sacrifice parts of your body to gain that level of abilities and stuff like that, what about going beyond 9th level, stuff like that. and then have a simple system for basic people, and then have a complicated system behind
for
it.
those who want it. So yeah,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
an extended rule list of like, hey, if you want to like make this way more complicated,
make a module like Strixhaven and make a whole other magic system.
See, what I think would be cool is instead if it's like there is a like subclass or something that has really complicated intricacies to the magic, where it's like the components you have to like pay attention to, and you have to do these. Like, I'd love that could be like a like class you could play where it is very like focused on it, but you don't have to do that if that's not. So it's not like every magic user is that big complicated thing. No, but it's like
it'd probably be just like wizards.
Yeah, so it's like it makes me think of like the alchemist with the artificer.
And
where it's like then, you get these components and you have a recipe book and blah, blah, you're a chef.
How cool would that
be? You're a magic chef.
And so the cool part about this is it entirely changes the type of campaigns that people run.
Oh my gosh.
And this is what I love, because like let's say I am playing a forged cleric, and my entire I want to make magic items and stuff like that. As a DM, you can say, oh yeah, no, you can totally make this magic item, but you're going to need these materials.
Yep.
And have to be like, you're going to need the like third back tooth of a mythic, like legendary dragon. Mm-hmm. And so the entire reason that you go to this whole dragon is because you're like, I want to make a sword.
I just need.
It's not because he's threatening the realm or anything like that. It's just because I want to build something or make something.
You just walk up and you're like, "Hey man, I'll give you free dental care if you just let me take this one tooth."
Yes, Lydia.
I'll go in with a broom. I'll scrub. I'll shine. I'll polish. But I just want this one tooth. Yes, Lydia.
So I'm actually working on it, maybe because I was thinking about the whole components thing, and I'm actually working on. I don't know if it's gonna be like a subclass or something. But I have an idea. I'm not going to share any more details about it because I don't want anybody to steal it from me. But I'm working on a thing that I'm really excited about, and it actually does a lot of like the component magic thingy, and I'm kind of excited about it.
Already stole it.
I'll tell you two
stole
about
it right now. Yep. Yeah. Just think in your mind. Don't have any more, do you? It's because I took it. I'm like a thought rogue. And specifically, I mean that in every sense of the word thought.
Anyway, what's next?
I don't know. I was just excited to rant about me being like, just imagine if it's like, I want to build this house, and they're like, you're going to need this special type of stone only made in this realm, and you're like, all right, guess I'm gonna go own this land.
And the other thing about it. There is the argument that could be made that this is just us being like semi-lazy DMs and not like doing enough world building.
Are you kidding? No, you have to do so much more world building.
But also, it would be nice to have like a rule set about it.
So that's my thing. I want to play a completely different game for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, because that's like what it was. I want to play some 1E nonsense, some AD&D like. That's right. I officially made it to level 7. I should feel proud of myself. I'm now going to kill God.
Yeah.
Oh,
good question, Maz.
Yeah. Thanks for getting me started on that one. Now I'm gonna be sad.
Especially since 6th edition isn't gonna come out for another decade.
Never. There would be too much fear. The world will
end. And maybe your lifelong dream of getting to work for Wizards of the Coast will come true.
Be like, and then I really wish that there was someone who really wanted to make a 6th edition thing that was, just not at all like focused on roleplay. And I'm like,
oh my gosh, my time has come.
I sprint my way to Seattle.
You get to work on 6th edition.
I lose. On the course of sprinting my way from Nebraska to Seattle, I lose like 50 pounds, get super jacked because like I'm so much cardio, and then I show up and I'm like, did someone call for an editor for 6th edition? And Chris Perkins is like, by God, we found him. My hair's flowing dramatically in the wind. They're like, what's your portfolio? And I'm like, I have played and ran games for a nameless podcast that no one's heard of on Twitch for the past 30 years.
Wow.
And they're like, he's perfect.
That's so funny.
Anyway,
yeah, that's it for our show today.
Yeah, have a nice day. It's been an hour and 30 minutes. What are you planning on doing next, DJ? With the campaign, what are we doing? More combat?
Yeah, what's next?
After the war finishes, you guys will take a 3-year break.
Sick. I'm gonna build a house.
Reveal.
Yeah, no one knows about this. We're taking a time skip.
Is that the first time I've mentioned?
Yeah, it is the first time.
Because we've been really careful about not talking about it.
Yeah,
We didn't know if you were okay with us.
I am so proud of you guys. Well done.
Yeah, that's right.
That's way better than you guys were when we first started the campaign.
So big secret reveal. After the war.
So big secret. There after the war is finished, however it finishes, they're gonna be. You know, if all of you die, the break might be a lot longer than 3 years. But yeah, they'll take an in-game 3-year break, and then they'll come back.
Yeah, and I believe we're trying to line up that time skip with the Camp Cryptid stuff, right?
Yeah, so I will be gone for 3 to 4 weeks on a mountaineering trip where I'll be climbing 5 different mountains. So I'll be gone basically all of June, and while I'm gone, Lydia is taking the place as the resident DM to go crush it with the Camp Cryptids.
But again, it's pre-recorded, so DJ will get to be a part of Camp Cryptid.
Yeah, no. Mm-hmm. And also, I might have to redo...
Oh, no.
I just realized that I leave in 6 weeks, not 8 weeks, so I might have to redo some session plans, but we'll make it work.
We'll make it work. But yeah.
I have to pre-record the thing.
So I'm super excited because guess what I'm doing with the time skip? I'm building a house. I'm building a home base. I'm playing Sims, baby.
Yeah,
DJ, great. There are so many requests that I have for you.
That's fine.
I'm like
basically all of them are gonna be yes.
And I also have requests for the other players too, because I've got a whole idea in my brain as for how I want this home base to work. I want it so that in 4 campaigns from now, it's a dungeon.
Oh, that reminds me, DJ. I gotta talk to you about that stuff. My stuff's all secret. I'm not sharing any of it.
Yeah. Just imagine 4 campaigns from now.
It's a dungeon.
And it's like the world is ending. We need something. We need to be able to call on an ancient power. The only place in the world that would have this ancient relic would be the Dungeon of Fate's Gambit. And everyone's like, and then we have to journey just to get the orb that summons that dragon. That's the whole quest. That's the whole quest.
It would be so good.
It would be sick.
Yeah, that would be really sick.
And I'm gonna ask to hire wizards from the Scholar's Guide, if they'll still talk to us, to enchant the base with cool stuff. I want to get everyone to have a themed. I'm gonna separate it in 4 sections with an open center.
Aaron, save some of it. Don't share all of it.
It's gonna be themed to each player's preferences on each quarter, so it'll have different theming stuff. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be sick, and then there's gonna be a cemetery in the center with a gosh dang mural, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be a mural of Tarak and Catherine dancing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be throwing them like a paper airplane. But it'd also be a memorial as well. So there will be something to remember Melora and Havel and anyone else who's dead. If that happens. We're gonna have a vault. We're gonna have a vault. I love vaults. Does anyone else have my love?
You look like such an old man.
Yo, vault peeps in the chat, bro. Straight up support me.
It's gonna be great. Other random thing that I just thought about that we should also probably announce is there's gonna be 2 one-shots before we leave.
Ooh.
One-shots of what you guys do during the break.
So, dude, I just get to play Sims. If I'm one of these one shots,
you are one of these one shots. You and Renai are gonna be doing a one shot, and then Catherine and Edward are gonna be doing a one shot.
That stone does not go over there. Dave.
No, Dave. I told you this is the 7th time I've told you, Dave.
That's Renaya's stone. You're putting it in Catherine's pile of stone. That's literally it's on the opposite corner. We had to put them as far away from each other as possible, just like me and Edward.
Oh my gosh.
And now you're messing it up. She requested the stone from hell. You can't put the hell stone in the holy person's Dave. That's just the holy one shot.
Wait, it's
our
David.
cleric isn't our holy person.
Wait. No, it's David doing it all.
Yeah, it's just David.
David is the only one building
And
it.
the look that he has in that image is me when I go, David, that's the hellstone. You can't put that in Catherine's pile of holy rocks. And he goes, and that's the exact look. Like he.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm so excited. I get to come up with puzzles and traps and things, and then you guys also get to, if you want, to come up with, like, because I want everyone to have their own secret room
tunnel?
that Track doesn't even want to know what they do with it. I want them to have a secret room below their corner of the building.
And then we're gonna have everyone's gonna type it up, so it's all in a thing. We'll print it off. We'll put it in one little binder that we just tuck away in the corner for 4 years. And then when it's finally time, I'll pull it out.
Yep, the dust.
Dungeon of Fate's Gambit. And then I open it up and you're like, what does this do?
And oh man, and I get to come up with cool locks for doors and riddles. I get to do riddles.
Hey,
I get to DM as a player.
Leave me alone. You kill it one time and nobody lets you live it down.
No, Renaya has a statue specifically intended that anyone who sits underneath the statue just gets impaled. It's hey, unless you have an infernal contract, it's your bed. Above your bed is just it's like a statue of Grotst that just stabs anyone below it who doesn't have an infernal contract.
That'd be pretty great.
That's the kind of stuff that I'm looking for, where it's I want you to theme this building. I want you guys to experience the joy that I know of making a place for yourself and just making it your own dungeon that you get to use for your own benefit. That's so much fun.
I love the fact of all the places that you guys could also settle down and build a home. You're picking Oclaron, which is the place that has traumatized all of you.
Now, to be fair, I asked for a separate piece of land from that which the orcs get at the mean. Yeah. So it can be on the border. For all we know, the elves are we've got some trash piece of land.
They could probably just give you Catan.
To be fair, everywhere we've gone is traumatized.
It's pretty bad.
Trauma is kind of
we could bestie. Rebuild in Lotta's old town.
Yeah, Catan.
Yeah, Catan. 100%. I'm down with Catan. We get a seaside view.
And then Renai just has to go, this place has no meaning to me.
I feel like I remember being here.
Yeah, I remember this place.
This was nice. This was the place that we got tricked by that old man, right?
By the old man?
This is where the big bone thing came after us.
That means that there's already a system of tunnels. We can build right above that.
30 miles south, but yeah.
I think we should just modify Terra Kalimos' keep.
Dog, I'm down with anything. I don't care what you give us. We will find a place for it.
Terra Kalimos' keep. Ooh, that would be so dope.
Yeah, but then you already have the map for that.
Give us a different place.
Give us a different place on the island. We'll be across the island.
Okay. I guess I can make the island bigger.
I don't care. I don't care where we are. I just want to make it from scratch.
You guys retake Catan, but then you have a tunnel that goes underneath the ocean to Terra Kalimos'
secret. Yeah,
keep.
I'm in.
That can be your failsafe. If the dungeon is taken, you can retreat to the keep.
I think if you mean if Terra Kalimos' keep is taken, because
I
shall never fall at my hand.
I want an F tower, like the T tower in Teen Titans.
Yeah, just
F.
How do I? Oh geez.
But you actually can't go on the rooms on this side, otherwise it just falls over.
Yeah, no, yeah, you can, but the gravity is different. So you literally walk up the wall, and then out the side, and so you could stand on the roof, but you would be standing horizontally.
Fair enough.
We just get some wizards to mess with gravity. Dog, I'm so pumped.
There goes gravity.
And then if you guys are like, I'm not super into it, I really don't want to figure that out, I'll do it.
Oh, we know.
I'm like,
I definitely haven't been getting those vibes this whole time that Aaron wants to do this.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I know that I was hiding my excitement over this just a building, but I'm real pumped about it.
I also want you to make a 2-scale Lego model.
Dog, I'm probably going to draw like a layout, like a whole building layout.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a thing that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do it. I might honestly do it like on paper, and then transfer it over, because graph paper is way easier to do.
You're gonna make a paper dungeon?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a paper dungeon, and then I can draw like the actual thing from like a.
And then we can make dope hoodies where like the map like it's like centered here, so it only like covers like the top half of the chest and then like disappears. That'd be super cool.
Yeah. So much
stuff. The literal paper dungeon.
We should just make we should make the hoodie like paper too.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like marketing isn't gonna like that. You can email yourself, Lydia, as our marketing person, and be like, "Hey, so let's make the hoodie paper," and then you can respond to yourself and be like, "No."
No.
Tarak will not get the orcs to build or like run/live in the dungeon. No. I literally want it to be like a huge castle that literally just 4 people live in.
Yeah, no, 100%.
like this isn't like house. Other people. But I will also be having the orcs create an embassy as a like legal point of entry into orcish land.
Cool.
So that way, where I can basically be like, look, I can't help you if you walk in here on your own. That's not like that's you did this.
Mm-hmm.
If you go through the embassy, I can guarantee safety while you're in the embassy. Mm-hmm. If we find you not in the embassy, and by we I mean them, you would hope that it's a we, because if I'm there, you'll be fine. I'm not going to be there. If they find you, you're dead, and it is not our fault. That is like you walking into a swamp that has random pitfalls every 6 seconds, and you can't see them. And if you fall into them, you drown in dirt.
Mm-hmm. What will be really interesting is if the Curse of the Wastes follows you guys.
I'm still in. That's not our problem.
I mean, you would have to deal with it, but...
I mean, yeah, but we've already been dealing with it. That's fine.
Yeah. Just a second Scarlet Waste pops up in this lush field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole point is, like, I don't want the orcs to lose their, like, rough and tumble kill on sight, like, personification. That's it.
Persona.
Persona. Yeah, persona. Sorry, I'm a nerd. So, like, I want them to still be, like... I mean, we're fine with people, but this is where we live. And we do not have...
You can't just trespass on our home.
Your rules that govern murder are not viable here.
Yeah, I mean, but they're going to be establishing their own country, per se. Like, they're going to have their own laws and rules and however they want to go about it. And it's just like showing up in some other country where there's a culture shock, and you have to deal with it.
So it's like, if you walk in here because you're like, oh, they have a bunch of valuable stuff that I want, and you get killed by orcs, we are not legally liable for that.
Because
this is our court of law. We're not guilty. Sorry, but
that's how America's been doing it for years.
But yeah, that's what I want, and where it's like, I would love to create like a trade thing where it's like, yeah, if you go through the correct means, you can talk with the orcs and we can work things out and generate trade routes, and you can get stuff that you want. That's why we have an embassy.
Imagine orcs, but like in like a thriving environment.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're gonna take over the planet.
We are going to run out of space very quickly.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was just thinking. Like, between the booming birth rate and like not everybody dying every 10 seconds, that's ooh.
Yeah.
So the nice thing about it is you guys will be welcome throughout the rest of the communities too.
That's why Track wanted to set that up. It was foresight. I'm like, if we don't set up good relationships with other places, we're gonna run out of space wherever we get, and then people are gonna be like, no, we're fine with you over there. But we don't want you over here.
No, and that would be good because in the Blind Nations, so like Oclaron, Athane, and the other one, can't remember what the other one is. But in those nations that are specifically like for like genetic diversity and stuff like that, that will be really easy.
Yeah, put
Lydia, how do you feel about these D&D politics?
I like grots.
That's the only politic that you need.
Grots pretty cool.
Infernal politics. How are you going to run the underworld when you are president?
When you are having to deal with a large scale battle that is the blood war by yourself, what are you going to do?
Just go vibe.
But he's like, I don't know, I'm just gonna kiss grots.
I'm just gonna sit there. I'm not gonna do anything.
It's not my problem. I'm here to get my kisses in.
I married into this
bridge when it
I
come
have to deal with its actual issues.
We'll cross the bridge when we come to it.
Exactly. Look, Renee's here to get love and affection, and then go home.
That is it.
Look, Renaya's. Who knows? Who knows? Naya doesn't.
I wait to come back and be like, hey, so all those things that you guys haven't been worrying about for the first half of the campaign because you guys were distracted, here they are now.
I'm hoping that we come back from this time skip and Renaya's like just become a like terrifying warmonger. Like she shows back up and she's like coated in the still like bleeding skin of her enemies, wielding like weapons made of the bones of like spined devils. And she's like, oh hey guys, and we're like, hey, you look different. And she's like, do I?
Nah, this has been my vibe the whole time. I'm just really more of who I was.
Yeah, no, this is kind of I thought I was dressed like this, and we're like, you used to wear like dresses, and she's like, I'm wearing a dress. We're like, that's a dress made of meat. It's a meat dress. You're going full Lady Gaga.
That's what I was just gonna say.
And you never want to go full Lady Gaga. That's not a thing that you want. And she's like, I mean, I don't know. It's comfy. It's warm. And we're like, yeah, that's because it's partially still alive. Where's pockets? She's like, oh, it's a shoe. We look down your foot and pockets are like, ah.
Oh my god.
You're like, what do you need? You need something from my pocket? The pocket, like a hand reaches out of it to hand you something.
You know, I would love like bloodmonger Renaya.
ASAP.
Like
No.
Oh man. Fun times. I would love if all of us showed back and we were just like suddenly much worse off than we were when we left.
Well, no, it will add a good theme to the campaign where we'll be like, we're better together, you know?
Yeah,
when we're separate, everything goes terribly.
So in the time skip, Track becomes a landlord.
Which is apparently
a landlord and politician. Renaya becomes a warmonger. Edward just becomes homeless. Yep. It's something bad goes wrong with the whole politician thing, and he's like, I mean, the people rioted, I escaped with my life and nothing else, and I have been living out of shame in a gutter because I didn't want to show back up to you guys and be like, well, everything went wrong, and I've also burned half a continent. It was not intentional. And then Cather's going to show back up after he's been like robbed. And like he's like, so the whole turns out people aren't a huge fan of like a paladin of death showing up all the time. And so people didn't take it well. Gosh. And so we just all show up and Track's like, you're going to have to pay the entrance fee. And they're like, we live here. And he's like, yes, but it was out of my pocket. That it has been built, therefore you owe me mortgage.
I want to see the budget that Track has for this build.
All of the gold.
Exactly. All of it.
Track doesn't understand how money works either. So it's like, he'll probably need a little bit of help from someone else. Just to make sure that he's not getting absolutely like sorted.
Everybody, here is a beautiful surprise guest.
Hello.
Ryan. For you new people,
we're on table scraps, Ryan.
Yes.
Yeah.
I figured you knew, but
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to intrude.
But yeah, Ryan used to play in our campaign, and he's great. We love him.
This was Havel. Havel is dead.
Havel. If we mention Havel, this is him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice seeing you. What are you here for? Did you bring DJ food?
No. I was gonna ask. So when are you planning on the gym tonight?
After Shay gets off work.
Getting ripped.
Ooh, we're getting the schedule rundown.
So if any of you are plotting to kill DJ, you now know where he's going to be.
Awesome. All right, have fun.
It was nice seeing you, Ryan.
Bye.
Oh man, yeah. Sorry for hogging all of the time talking about my Sims D&D gushing mashup. But man,
Hey,
bro,
it's pretty cool.
could you imagine? So for those of you who don't know, my brother is an architect. Could you imagine if I got him to make a full 3D,
Like actual, oh my god.
like a 3D, like his job is rendering. So
That's
like what he does
amazing.
is he makes the 3D models of buildings and like puts like all of the things that make it look good, like it would actually look in person, and like puts like people in the building and stuff to show scale, and then creates a 3D digital walkthrough through the building. I'm not going to do that because I would probably have to pay him for that, and my brother is not cheap because he's very good at his job.
Have some DPD a quote that we can afford.
Yeah. It's just, a couple $1,000. It's fine. Like, this is what he does for a job. But it would be sick if that ever did occur.
It would be really sick.
I'm just going to have to... I could probably ask him to tell me how to do it myself. Hey,
depending on the program that he uses, you're going to be spending a lot of money just to do it. Less than $2,000, but probably a couple hundred, depending on the program.
But think of the gains in the future. It's an investment.
We're going to have a budget meeting.
It would come out of my own pocket.
Okay, well then never mind. No budget meeting. You live your life, buddy.
Go for it. Just so you know, my pocket is also the Paper Dungeons pocket. As our local wallet.
We have little bit of money. Little bit. And when I mean little bit, I mean like $1 bill.
With all of these people showing up and supporting us in the form of subscriptions and like other things like that, we now have more than $1. So thank you everyone for funding my ability to become a fake architect. That is not what we're actually going to use the money for.
We make dreams come true.
Yes. But yeah, like high key though, we are actually very thankful for everything that you guys do for us. Oh my gosh,
yes.
Yeah.
20 sub goal today.
Yes. That is a thing that occurred.
That's epic.
It is pretty
Still
sick.
gonna rub it in Grant's face.
Yeah, get wrecked, Grant.
Get wrecked, Grant.
I'd like to point out, if you open Discord...
Ooh, it was a Prime sub, too. That means we get the full $5.
Unless I missed it.
What are you talking about? What?
I missed it. No. Nobody has said get wrecked, Grant.
That's because he hasn't showed up.
And everybody's was doing it in the chat, our Twitch chat.
I thought we told them to go do it in the Discord.
We did, but they stayed to watch us because they're
yeah,
nice.
You're nice and stuff like that. Gross. What a loser.
Gosh, yeah. So we got the time skip.
Yes.
And that I'm really interested to see how we go about that, because it's like you don't really see that a lot. You don't see, at least like not as big of a time jump as we're doing.
I love time skips.
I'm so excited to see it play out, especially since we're streamed show. See how that goes.
Time skips are my favorite part of any show or game that I have ever seen. They're just so cool. Like, so in my mind, and so I'm sorry for those of you who are not just anime nerds like me. When I think of time skip, I think of the One Piece time skip, and that was the most hype thing ever. So for those of you who have never seen One Piece, and I'm not judging you if you haven't, because it is very long.
Yeah, I was gonna say, someone just calculated how much time it would take to actually watch One Piece with like potty breaks and eating food and everything like that, and it was like 24 days.
Yeah, it is over 1,000 episodes long.
I love that you called them potty breaks. That just made me happy.
You're welcome.
Well, as our estranged father, But there comes
done.
I think it's it might, I don't know how many episodes in it is, but there's a moment in time where they're like, we finally made it, we're going to enter the grand line, and like this is where the like new world is, this is where things get intense, and then they get absolutely beat to a pulp. And before they're like killed, a person who is fighting them, he's actually on their side, yeets them across the planet in different directions. All of them just get yeeted. And they end up in these places. The main character has to go do his whole thing, but then it hits a time skip. And the main character communicates to all of them through the newspaper that they will meet up in like 3 years' time. And then the show takes a little break, comes back. The animation is sick. The people are like shredded. One of them straight up just lost an eye. Like another one gained a 6-pack. I don't know where this came from, but they like completely different characterization. Like they have cool new abilities. All of them are like way better looking. Like it was like the coolest thing. You got to see like all of the things that they struggled with before they got yeeted to different parts of the planet. They like show up and like one of the people who was a big problem was like, go take care of them. He had a really weird voice. And then just straight up shoots like laser beams at the main character, and the dude's just like, when previously got wrecked by it, and he just goes, too slow. And it's like, god dang, that's so cool. Anime's cool. Yeah, it's like time skips are so hype.
You know,
this one's pretty cool.
So, well, in the last episode, we started like timing Drew's stuff. I think we need to time on Table Scraps Aaron's
talking about
talks.
Things that he thinks is cool. My
Do I need to start the stopwatch?
No, you're good. My favorite thing about my conversations is that half of them are me talking about how much I love something, and then the other half of them are really weird takes about something I hate.
It's true. It's either something weird you love or something normal you hate.
Yeah, it's like, I just can't stand boiled eggs. And people like, I don't know where... To be fair, I actually don't mind boiled eggs. Boiled eggs are fine, but that was the first thing that came to mind. But like, there was something I said a while ago, and I can't remember what it was. So there's just some weird take where it's like, people shouldn't fly. What's the deal with planes? I'm just saying, like, I don't trust them. People were meant to walk places. Planes are an offense to God.
There's a reason humans don't have wings.
Exactly. If we were meant to fly, we would have been born with hollow bones.
Joke's on you. I got hollow bones.
No, you just have an iron deficiency. You just have an iron deficiency, Lydia. It reminds me, there's a show. If any of you are interested in art and you want to see some really cool artists, and they have a lot of cool, a lot of very interesting videos, but they also have like tutorials and stuff. Watch Drawfee. One of the people on Drawfee is named Jacob, and there are entire compilations of Jacob's weird takes. And it's literally just stuff like that, where he's like, I don't like skeletons, even the ones that are inside of us. Like, just like stuff like that.
The ones that are inside of us.
Like, just like,
technically
really...
we're inside the skeleton.
Sure. I'm controlled by my bones. The brain is an after effect. Yeah, they are an absolute joy to watch. If you've never heard of Drawfee, check them out. They're super cool people. Could use all of the support that they could get. They got kicked out of College Humor when they lost their parent company. So as much support as they can give, I am willing to send their way. Even though I don't know them. But if they ever are like, hey, Paper Dungeon, you're cool. Do you have any artists? I'm gonna be like, Lydia, make me proud. Please.
No pressure.
Don't blow this for me. Because you best believe I'm not doing it. I'm gonna show up, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, this kid can't draw. This is entirely misleading." Yeah. So that's. Thank you for listening to a rant that I didn't intend.
I know.
And we only have 7 minutes left. Does anyone else have anything?
I started probably 2 minutes into that rant and went for another 2.5 minutes. So I'm gonna say that was a solid 5-minute rant.
That was like multiple different rants in one, though.
They all count.
It was all one rant, though.
I mean,
it's all your. It's like because if it's in Drew's turn, it counts. You know?
Look, just because I drink,
just because your rant led to 3 other rants, doesn't
just because
mean
I drink multiple cans of Dr. Pepper in one sitting doesn't mean that it's all the same can of Dr. Pepper.
But it is your total amount of Dr. Pepper you've drank.
Yeah, but it's like there's a whole like I.
You don't say I drank 1 can of Dr. Pepper, then I drank another can of Dr. Pepper, then I drank another can. You say I drank 3 cans of Dr. Pepper.
If I am narrating the cause of events, yes, I do. I do in fact say I first drank a can of Dr. Pepper,
so
specifically
we've got
Dr. Pepper
like
cream
6
soda.
minutes left. Does anybody have any questions in chat? Because we love them.
Please and
Aaron's not allowed to answer them.
So
this is questions for Lydia. That's what we want. Questions
your
for Lydia.
mother bunch of mega blocks instead of Lego.
What? What?
It's a good vine.
I don't know what that is.
There's a vine. The guy, he's just like, someone shouts something at him rude, and he just goes, "I bet your mother bought you a Lego block or mega blocks instead of Legos." It's a good one.
Fair enough. You know, I understand exactly what that guy means.
Anyway, I'm out of stuff to talk, especially about Dungeons and Dragons. I'm really upset though. Grant didn't show up to bring me food today.
I'm kind of sad too because I had this at the ready since we didn't get to use it. I'm just gonna.
Oh, nice. Get wrecked, Grant.
I didn't get to use it.
How do Toad does have a question? How do we deal with burnout? Take a break.
I mean, it really is pretty much that simple. Just stop doing it.
Either take a break or change it up. Do something else.
That is how we do it. If I'm feeling burnt out, I just say, "Hey guys, I can't do this tonight," and you guys go, "Okay," and then we don't do it that night.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to D&D, that's how I would say deal with it. When it comes to like art or something, Lydia probably knows better than I do about how to deal with art burnout because I barely art. Lydia just never gets tired of it.
I mean, no,
Lydia
I get tired of
can't
it.
Stop.
No, I think I don't know.
Lydia has never had a healthy relationship with art. She always just pushes through. You know?
Everybody deals with burnout. I think one of the things I really struggle with though is my brain gets it used to get very in this like mindset of this is how it is now, this is how it's always going to be. When it's like, especially with like burnout with art, things like art and I think DMing and that kind of deal, it's a lot of just like take a break, it's going to come back around.
Yeah.
Like, but take the time you need. That's not the end. It's not over. You still got the creativity. You just used up all your juice. Now you got to recharge your batteries.
And I think something that helps me out a little bit is having an overarching plan for whatever you're doing set up beforehand, like doing that first, that you can obviously deviate from, but then it makes it so when you are feeling a little bit burnt out, there's less creative aspect that you have to do where you have to come up with the story that they're going along with, where you can more just continue with what you have been doing and just have to figure out the minutia of it, which helps me with DMing at least.
Another question, and one that I really like. In a real life situation, if you went through a time skip, what music would you want to play when you make your dramatic return?
Oh. Hold on, let me look through my Spotify.
I know, I need to pull my Spotify.
I know the answer.
Of course you do, because you think about this kind of thing.
No, just because it was the first thing that came to mind when it was mentioned. And it's gonna be another super anime nerd answer.
Lydia's is "Ain't No Rest for the Wicked" by Cage the Elephant.
That's a good one, but I don't like the sound of that one a lot.
Why do I feel like it's something by Bastille?
No, not
Because
epic
that's
enough.
all she listens to.
That's not true.
Well,
The one who's literally made playlists for every single one of you guys. Get out.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, all right, fair enough.
Back up.
I would like when I return for the opening song of Death Parade named Flyers to play. And literally just because it starts off and the lead singer's like, whoa, ha, ha, yeah, ha, and then a sick trumpet play happens. And it's great. It's really good.
That sounded like Imperial March from Star Wars or whatever it's called. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the same instruments are used.
I'm gonna say "Puppet" by Atmosphere.
Ooh.
Which is just a song that's so hype.
Mm.
I want Duel of the Fates, exactly. That's what it's called.
Oh man, that actually isn't bad. To just have like
Duel of the Fates
like
show
one
up.
of the very dramatic like Star Wars themes.
Dude, there's been a TikTok thing going around, like the music side of TikTok, of taking like pop and like pop culture songs and turning them into wedding themes, and it's so good.
Oh yeah, I actually have seen that as well. Have you seen the TikTok guy who just does theme music where the guy walks in, he's like, look, I've got this show, it's about gargoyles, doesn't have to be some like operatic like revelation to the people or anything like that, just like, I don't know, something simple. And then it like immediately flashes over and there's like disco lights and he's just like, gargoyle. It's really good.
I think I know who you're talking about, but it could be someone else too.
He's done like the Pokemon theme.
Yeah,
but it's really good.
Yeah, maybe.
He's done like everything I could think of.
Toad, to answer your question, one goose.
No, dude, I could take on so many geese.
No.
No. See, here's the thing. You got to know the weaknesses to birds. Birds have hollow bones. If you try to strangle a bird, you're not going to win. Blunt weapons against birds are incredibly effective. AKA your fists.
Blunt weapons?
Yeah, like if you are punching a bird. So the thing is, their bones deal really well with torque, don't deal well with blunt impact. That's why so many birds die by running into windows.
So the best thing to do is punch a bird in the neck.
Yeah, literally. Well, I mean, punch them like if you punch them in the side, you're breaking like their entire body. Now geese are beefy, but the main thing about geese, if this is a life or death situation, the strongest effect of geese is the fear effect. Geese basically have dragon fear, but as like a living animal. 100%. It's exactly. They have like teeth, and you're like, birds should not have teeth. And then you get scared and run away. No, if a geese rushes me, I'm punting that thing, and it's not living. it's. I think I could probably take. See, most of the time, I'm super like, you could not take an animal in an actual fight. Hey, Grant, shut up! This is the time, guys.
Oh my gosh!
This is the time. Everyone said get wrecked, Grant.
Get wrecked, Grant. Get wrecked.
Grant, while you were gone, we hit the sub goal. So, get wrecked. You deserve this. We don't like you. Go home.
We do like you. You're
like
pretty
you.
stellar.
Pretty
You're a rock star. But get wrecked.
Get wrecked, Grant. We're winners.
My comment is being checked by a mod.
Insta allow. So, thank you for the subtitles, Lydia.
Oh, that's so funny.
I just realized that's what it is. It's just a subtitle for what we're saying is get wrecked. Oh man, I didn't realize that we were in subbed.
My song, I don't know.
I officially nominate "Ain't No Rest for the Wicked."
I have like a cool like montage song I'd want, but not a like this is me coming back, like walk into the room.
Or Genghis Khan by
I don't know.
what's his bucket?
It's just Staying Alive by the Bee Gees.
It's Rock Lobster.
Not, please, no. I hate that song with the core of my being. I had it on a playlist once, and every time it came up, I was like, I hate this song, but I never took it off because the moment it ended, I just erased it from my memory.
I love the fact that Grant showed up. We all trashed on him. He stays Grant and is just like, hey, thanks for everybody for subscribing and hanging out and stuff like that. And now he's gonna lurk for the last minute of the stream.
Well, that's why he's a loser. No, I have to finish my animal conversation. So here's the thing: 99% of animals will wreck you. It doesn't matter what animal it is. I am firm on this belief. You probably couldn't take like 2 squirrels.
Get the stopwatch going.
I'm fine with this as a stopwatch. Worth it. Like animals will mess you up. Like I'm just saying, the only reason that humans are alive is because we came up with weapons. In a bare knuckle fight against any animal, you're probably dead. Literally look at anyone who's walking a dog. It could be like a 2-pound chihuahua and it will pull you off your feet. Like you will see people walk like, oh yeah, let's walk down the street, and it's like a poodle, like a mini poodle. And they're like, whoa, whoa, and they like can't keep a hold of it. Animals are wicked strong. If you punch a bird, it's gonna die. Birds are like top 10 weakest animals.
Welcome back to Watch Mobile, where we break down the
top 10 weakest animals. Top 10 animals Aaron could take in a fight. And the answer is geese are scary. Not actually that hard to beat up. Now you'll get injured. Like they'll overwhelm you eventually. But I think I could probably take at least 20 geese.
Like 20 geese rush you, and you think you can take them?
Absolutely, not a doubt in my mind. I've got 4 feet. I've got 4 limbs that can all deal bludgeoning damage. That's 4 dead geese per motion of a limb.
No, that's not how that works.
I am unhappy.
And so here's the thing, right? So most of the time, the reason that people survive animal fights is because they don't actually want to kill you. They're just like, oh, look, food. And they're like, oh, God, that food fought back.
Yeah.
If it was a life or death battle, and they're like, either A, like, we do not get to leave unless one of us is dead. No, there is not an animal that you're going to beat here. Like a crocodile, you're dead. I don't care if you poke it in the eye or whatever. If it's like, I either kill you or I'm dead. You're getting death rolled down to Mississippi.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's just gonna all the way down to Mississippi.
It's gonna. I don't care if there's water nearby or not. It will find it and it will drown you to death while rotating you at the speed of a bullet.
You're gonna drown in your own blood.
Exactly, 100%. So this is my
harsh
great. Takes. I love talking about animal fights. Thank you for listening to my rant today. We are now over the time for the ability to end table scraps.
Good job. That was another 2.5-minute rant. Doesn't count the 4 minutes we spent before we started the timer.
I mean, that was us yelling at Grant. That doesn't count. Grant's a loser. I don't think I have any more things that I need to cover. I've talked enough for this episode.
My brain is tired.
If you want to see more of us, we have social media. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, it's there.
You got it, Miss.
If you want to watch the main show that we have on Mondays that we kind of talked about today, we have that on YouTube.
No, we did talk about it. It's just that you guys only did one thing in that episode.
That's very
fair. Which is fair. That's how it was.
So if you want to watch it, but you're like, oh man, I really don't want to because it's Grant Toad, you'll figure it out. We love Grant.
You don't understand, Toad.
We love Grant. But it's too funny to be upset with Grant to not be upset with Grant.
When you've known Grant for 10 years,
man,
you will understand.
That kid, right? If you want to watch us, but you're like, that's a lot of time spent on like one thing. I don't have that. Start at episode 50 or 60 or 62. 50 is one that I know for sure. It's either 60 or 62. That's a good backup.
You know what's a great idea? When we do the break, we should make like a legit like campaign catch-up video, like a 10-minute breakdown.
Yeah, with all the spare time that we have.
I'll do it on top of my...
Let me add to my list.
The list, she like unrolls a whole scroll.
Yeah. I'll take a video on top of Rainier and be like, so this is what's happened, as there's like 40-mile-an-hour winds around. It'll be great.
That's pretty accurate at which.
Yeah, no, I will. I'll do it. Shut up.
That's actually true.
So.
Who deleted Grant's message?
It was me.
What did he say?
We stand Grant. I'm fine if a viewer wants to post it, but Grant doesn't get to talk himself up.
Oh, dude, I thought that was West and Grant, and I was like, what does that mean?
I super thought that he was going for a like West Side Story hashtag or something, and then it took me a couple seconds to read too. Like West End Grant or something like that. I don't know. Other than YouTube, we have a Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you should be in the Discord. We talk about a bunch of stuff, and we tell you that we're going to be with table scraps when everything goes wrong in the first 10 seconds. So be there. It'll be great. We'll be releasing a whole bunch of cool stuff. That's where Lydia's going to post things, and I'm going to post things. We're all going to do stuff. That's the rest of our links in that link tree that you have available. Buy our stuff. And by that, I mean you can buy our stuff or buy Lydia's stuff. We have a website, www.thepaperdungeon.com. Lydia also has a website. Both of those have stuff that you can buy. Lydia is also doing art commissions right now. Straight up $30 for a
buy art from me because I'm going to be moving soon and I need help.
She needs money.
I need help and I want art to do.
$30. Straight up half body / like bust art that's like fully committed, $65. And then straight up full body art that's like sick, it has like background and work and stuff, $85. That's ridiculously good.
As people who have commissioned artists multiple times for their D&D characters, that's really good pricing.
That's really good. Take advantage of it.
Especially for the quality of art that you're going to get. Like, Lydia is a really good artist.
And I'm just saying,
you charge a couple $100 for
the concept art, underrated art style. I will stand by this. The $30 for the concept art thing, heck, I would just request that you stop it there. Like, even if we were doing a regular art.
So here's the thing is like, I love it. Don't get me wrong. Like, your guys' support and the plugging of it is great, but for some reason, anytime we talk about it on the Paper Dungeon, it feels like when your parents are like bragging about you to their friends, and you're standing there like really awkwardly, like, yeah.
Good.
It's like that one time that we showed all of our TikToks to Grant's parents, and then he got really embarrassed.
I hope that you feel super embarrassed, and then a bunch of people buy your art. That's all I care about. I don't care how you feel about it. I want you to get paid.
I mean, it's wonderful and it's sweet and I love it, and I don't want you guys to stop because it does help me out, but I never know what to do when you guys start plugging it.
Look how humble she is, everybody. Look at that. Look at that.
I literally just sit here and I'm like...
You could buy her stuff from her right now and justify me making her feel uncomfortable. So thank you. It's been a blast. I don't think I have any more plugs that I need to do. If I do, I don't remember what they are. Grant,
I was so proud of those TikToks. I never just shared them with anybody. Sharing them with your parents was a joy.
It was a great time.
It was my worst nightmare. It was great.
It was Grant had to be like, okay, so this isn't. It's not what it isn't always like this. It's like,
Well, the best part about it is we're showing Grant's parents TikToks of Grant being an idiot.
Oh man,
it's basically what we're doing.
It's like, look at him put on this chicken costume. Like, it was great. Grant, I don't care.
I cancel Aaron. Never. He's the wallet.
It has been a blast. Thank you for listening to me rant about my desire to play Sims and Dungeons & Dragons today. And go buy Lydia's stuff. I don't think I have anything more. Does anyone else have any final notes that they would like to add?
I love this podcast.
It's so good. I love it. Grant, I'm upset that you didn't bring me food today. I was super looking forward to it. Do you want to get food after? Thanks for everyone for stopping by Table Scraps today on the Paper Dungeon. It has been a blast. The only thing I have left to say to y'all is good luck and Godspeed. We will see you next week, everyone. It has been a time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.